Hi everybody. I just want to review what I'm expecting of you with this lesson. I don't want to be redundant, but since it's the beginning of the year, I want you to understand what I'm expecting of you. So we're going to go into vocabulary lesson 2. And we're going to give you a new root word and the 4 new words for this week. I expect you to write down the root word and the 4 new words and their definition. Make sure you spell them right. Then you're going to go to Canvas, and there's an activity with definitions and sentences for these 4 words and the root word, and last week's 4 words and the root word. You'll do that. Then on Monday you're going to bring in your notes that you've completed. I'll check those and give you points for them. And then in class we'll do an activity in class. We'll grade it in class, and then we'll combine all of those grades for your week's grade that goes into the grade book. Of course, it will be recorded in the grade book, but only will be put onto Canvas when the module is completed. And right now you're in Module 1. So let's get going with Lesson 2 for vocabulary. This week your root word is HYDR, which comes from the Greek word for water. The first word I'm sure you're familiar with. It's dehydrate, the removal of water. So our bodies have to stay hydrated to be healthy. So when we exercise or when we work really hard and sweat a lot, we make sure that we're drinking a lot of water so that we don't become dehydrated, because it's really a bad state for the body. The second one is hydraulics, which is relating to water, and it's the operated, moved, or brought about by means of water. And probably maybe the most familiar way you've heard hydraulics is related to the brake systems for modern cars or pickups or trucks or semis, where you talk about hydraulic brakes. And it's the brake fluid within the braking system that creates that power, so when you step on the brake in the car, it slows down. But that's because the water is creating pressure within there that makes those brakes work correctly. So hydraulic brakes. Then we have hydroelectric, which is having to do with the production of electricity from water power. I had the privilege this summer of visiting the Hoover Dam right outside of Vegas. It's huge. And the whole purpose of that dam is for the hydroelectric power. I know maybe a lot of you think that the purpose was to create Lake Mead so that you can go boating and skiing and all that stuff, but actually Hoover Dam was created to provide electricity from the movement of the water. The last one that's new this week is hydroponics, is the growing of plants in a nutrient solution, with or without supporting substances like sand or gravel. And I myself do hydroponics. I have 4 stations that grow vegetables, and I use clay pebbles. So I have a bucket of water that's a nutrient solution. Actually, one of the things you can put in there is bat guano, which is bat poop. It feeds the plants really well. And then you set another bucket inside that has, for me, it has the clay pebbles, and then I plant the plant in there, whatever I'm growing, a tomato or a zucchini or whatever it is. And then it has a system by which, on a timer, that the water is pumped up and then it flushes back down over those roots, and then the roots eventually just grow down into that water. It's hydroponics. And third world countries have big greenhouses that work on hydroponics. So our 4 words this week, based on our root word HYDR, which means water, are dehydrate, to remove water, hydraulic, which relates to the operation or movement or brought about by the movement or means of water, hydroelectric, which is electricity created by water, and hydroponics, which is the growing of plants in nutrient solutions. So these are your 4 new words based on HYDR. But the activities that you do will combine last week's 4 words. And this will be the pattern we have the whole year. So if you remember right, our words from last week, based on our root word bio, which was the Greek root word for life, were biodegradable, which are substances which are harmless to nature because microorganisms can break them down so they're not harming nature. We had bionic, which is having normal powers that are enhanced or improved by the use of electronic or mechanical devices. We have biopsy, which is the removal of tissues, cells, or fluids from the body, usually to see if a person has cancer, if they're benign or malignant, is how we usually hear that. And then symbiosis, which is closely living together of two completely different life forms, but they benefit each other. So we have these 4 words in the root. We have our new words this week with HYDR. And now you're going to look at the activity on Canvas where you're going to answer questions related to the definition and the use of these words. So good luck on that. I'll get your notes on Monday in class and have a great weekend. And I'll see you on Monday.